Hello, my dear students. Today we're going to solve all the questions from Macbeth, Act 5, Scene 8. Let's begin. In the beginning of the scene, is Macbeth ready to follow the path of other Romans? Justify. If not, why? So I have written this question as a question and answer. So is Macbeth ready to follow the path of other Romans? Definitely not. Let's go through the answer. Macbeth does not want to follow the path of other Romans, where it was proper for Roman officials to commit suicide rather than surrender. He says, why should I act like some Roman fool and commit suicide by stabbing myself when I can rather see my enemies be wounded by my sword? So he does not want to follow the path of other Romans such as Brutus and Cato, where they thought it was better to kill themselves rather than surrender. Next question. Why does Macbeth say, why should I play the Roman fool? A. He believes suicide as a sign of disgrace and defeat. B. He believes it is wrong to end one's life by killing themselves. C. He has a belief that he is immortal. D. He believes it is honorable to die a natural death. Have you marked your answer? The answer is option A. He believes suicide is a sign of disgrace and defeat, and hence he does not want to kill himself. But rather he would die fighting at least, but not just give up. Next question. Who was that one person who Macbeth avoided? A. Malcolm, B. Macduff, C. Donalbain, or D. Lord Seward? So we all know that one person who Macbeth avoided was, yes, option B. It is Macduff. Going to the next one. Why does Macbeth ask the above person to get back and tried to avoid him? So now we already know the above person is Macduff. So why did Macbeth avoid Macduff? A. Macbeth knows that he will be killed in the hands of that person. B. Macbeth believes that person is not born out of a woman. C. Macbeth knows that person is stronger and braver than he shall ever be. Or D. Macbeth's soul is already heavy by getting his entire family killed. And the answer is option D. This is the reason. By now, Macbeth doesn't know that he will be killed in the hands of that person, Macduff, or that Macduff was not born out of a woman. So he still, to that point, believes he is invincible. So Macbeth's soul is heavy and he's stained by the guilt of killing Macduff's entire family. Moving to the next one. When Macbeth confronts Macduff, what was Macduff's reply? A. You are destined to die at my hands. B. You have escaped enough. Now surrender and give up. C. My sword will do the talking for me. Or D. You are a bloody villain that words can ever describe. And the answer is option C as well as D. He says, right, I have no words. My voice is my sword. Thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out. Next one. Which among these does Macbeth not mention to Macduff? So there's one answer that is not mentioned. A. You are wasting your time and effort in trying to wound me. B. You might as well try to stab the air that cannot be gashed. C. You are going to be killed just like how your family was murdered. Or D. Let your blade fall on someone who has a vulnerable crest. So the answer that Macbeth does not mention is option C. All the other options he tells Macduff. Next, what made Macbeth say, I bear a charmed life? A. He feels blessed and untouchable. B. He is invincible due to a prophecy. C. He has charms given by the three witches to protect his life. Or D. All the events in his life has happened as per his wishes. And the answer is option B. He feels he is invincible due to a prophecy that was given by the witches, which says that no man born out of a woman can ever kill him. So he thinks that there is nobody who would be able to kill him. Next, why does Macduff say despair thy charm? A. To make him give up on the protective prophecy that he believes in. B. To mock his foolishness. C. To reduce his overconfidence. Or D. To show the destructive nature of ambition. And the answer is option A. So when Macbeth says, I bear a charmed life which must not yield to one of woman born, Macduff says, despair thy charm, and let the angels whom thou still hast served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped. So, to make him give up on the prophecy that he believes in, that he is invincible. That is why he says, despair thy charm. What revelation does Macduff make that made Macbeth say, accursed be thy tongue that tells me so? A. That the witches have tricked Macbeth with a prophecy having a double sense. B. That he was cut out of his mother's womb before she could bear him naturally. C. That it is destined that Malcolm is to be the king. Or D. All of the above. So, what was the revelation? That he was cut out of his mother's womb before she could bear him naturally. But he also realizes that the witches had tricked Macbeth with a prophecy having a double sense. So if I had to choose two answers, it would be, first option would be B and then it would be A, because he realized that the witches had tricked Macbeth with the prophecy of equivocation of double sense. Next, how does Macbeth react when he comes to know that he has been tricked by the witches? A. He says that his courage has deserted him now. B. He won't believe in the evil creatures anymore. C. The witches have dealt with him in a deceitful way and tricked him with their word games. D. They raised his hopes and then destroyed it. E. He won't fight with Macduff. So how does he react? Yes, he says that his courage has deserted him now. He says that again he will never believe them again. He also realizes that they have deceitfully tricked him. He also mentions that they raised his hopes and then destroyed it. And finally, what he says, I will not fight with thee, means I will not fight with you. So all the options are mentioned by Macbeth. Next, that palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear and break it to our hope. What do these lines signify? These lines signify that Macbeth has finally realized the tricks used by the witches to manipulate him and making him feel a false sense of security, which ultimately led to his downfall. They used equivocation or deceptive language to mislead him in thinking that he was invincible and cannot be defeated by anyone. So that is what these lines signify. Next, when Macbeth says that he won't fight, what does Macduff call him? A. Less of a man. B. A frightened cat. C. A coward. Or D. A monster. So Macduff calls him a coward. Then surrender or yield, the coward, is what he says. But he says he will be treated like how the rarer monsters are treated, but he does not call him a rarer monster. That is why the answer is C and not D. Next, how does Macduff wants to treat Macbeth when he refuses to fight? A. To live on as amusement that they can mock and stare at. B. Just like how rare beasts are exhibited, they will put a picture of him. C. A sign will be added which says, come see the tyrant. Or D. All of the above. Yes, the answer is all of the above. Correct. But remember, you should learn these individual options as well, because if it comes as a question and answer, you should be able to write all of these down. Next, why does Macbeth not want to surrender? A. He does not want to kiss the ground that Malcolm walks on. B. He does not want to surrender because of his pride and honor. C. He does not want to be humiliated and scorned by the common people. Or D. He still believes that he is invincible and cannot be defeated. So one of the answer is definitely option A. Yes, he does have pride and honor still. Then he does not want to be humiliated and scorned by the common people. But now he has realized that he has been manipulated by the witches and he will definitely see his downfall. But he wants to still continue to fight, which is because of his pride and honor and all the other options. Next, Macduff calls Macbeth a bloodier villain than terms can give thee out. What does it show about Macbeth's character? A. Macbeth is not as evil as he proclaims to be. B. Macbeth's reputation exceeds his actions. C. Macbeth's evil deeds are too numerous to be described. Or D. Macduff has underestimated Macbeth's actions. And the answer is option C. Macbeth's evil deeds are so numerous to be described, and that is what Macduff means by saying a bloodier villain than terms can give thee out. Next, yet I will try till the last. What does it show about Macbeth's character? A. Still overconfident. B. Blinded by fame. C. Final desperate action against fate. D. Resolves to die fighting rather than surrender. So there are two answers here. Have you marked it? So it is his final desperate action against fate, and he resolves to die fighting rather than surrender. Which among these best describes the tone of Macbeth's final lines? Lay on Macduff, and damned be him that first cries hold enough. A. Confident and arrogant. B. Hopeless yet showing fearlessness. C. Resigned yet defiant. Or D. Unbeatable and vigorous. And the answer is option C. So what is the meaning of resigned? Resigned means showing acceptance of something unpleasant that cannot be changed. So yes, he has finally accepted that he is going to lose, but yet he is being defiant and he wants to fight till the end. That is why it is option C. And I'm really happy that you've solved all these questions. Please share this video among your friends and keep solving all the questions so that you are thorough with all the scenes. God bless, and I'm praying for each one of you.